What's going on? Give me a picture. Give me a status report of what is happening right now. Over the last few weeks, we've seen US airlines starting to downgrade their estimates. Give me the picture at Qantas.
So in the Qantas group, we have both Premium Airline, which is the Qantas brand, flies both domestic and international, but we also have Jetstar, which is our low-cost carrier, which also flies domestic and international. And we're seeing demand remain strong. Strong domestically for both low-cost and premium, but also strong outbound as well. So we're feeling really optimistic about the next 6 months and beyond. And the appetite that Australians have for travel has remained strong, and we've seen that now for a number of years. So
where is strong? Give me an idea of where you're seeing the strength at the moment, because if America's rolling over a little bit, where is the strength elsewhere?
Really, we're seeing it in all our customer segments. So corporate travel is still recovering and it's growing. We're seeing it in premium leisure. We're seeing it in low cost, particularly. There's a cost of living pressures in Australia like there are in many countries around the world, and despite that, we're still seeing Australians want to take a holiday, whether that be domestically, because Jetstar flies pretty much to all of the leisure destinations domestically, but also internationally to all of the premium destinations that we have, but also into Southeast Asia. Bali is a massive holiday spot. Korea, Vietnam, Japan particularly. We're seeing so many Australians holidaying in Japan.
You don't go to China. Could that change?
Well, we fly to Hong Kong, and last year we suspended services into China because we just couldn't see the demand. But yes, absolutely, if we see the demand, we'll basically put our services back.
But a lot of capacity in that market at the moment.
There's a lot of capacity from China into Australia, and the demand just is not commensurate with that. So we see that, we redeployed those aircraft that were flying to China into Singapore and into India, and those services are doing really well.
In terms of what you see going forward, do you see any impact from tariffs? Every morning we seem to wake up and want to have a tariff conversation. Is that reaching down into Australia right now? Any impact in terms of consumer behaviour or what corporates are talking about? We appear to be heading towards a more fragmented world.
Well, right now we're not seeing any impact, and if we did, we'd obviously let the market know. But we also have a very flexible fleet, and if demand patterns change, we will also move our fleet about. So that we do domestically, like that example with China, we would do that domestically as well. So we feel that we're really well set up with the right flexibility to be able to respond in any demand environment.
In terms of, you mentioned fleet there, you've got a lot of Airbus aircraft on order. You've just come down from Hamburg where you saw your new A321 XLR, which is you're going to be getting a whole load of those. If you could bring forward some of those deliveries, do you have at the moment the business to take that? Would you want the fleet to be a little more advanced than maybe where it is right now?
Look, we were so excited to see the new aircraft yesterday with the Qantas colours on the tail, the A321 XLR. We've got A220s as well in the Qantas fleet. We've got 321 LRs and also 320 Neos in the Jetstar fleet. So as you say, these aircraft are doing what we had hoped they would do. They're delivering better customer satisfaction, better outcomes for our people, lower fuel burn particularly, but they're also enabling us to grow. So the capability of these aircraft have enabled us to expand our network. So yes, of course, if we could get those aircraft sooner, we would. But we were with Airbus yesterday. We're really confident on the focus that they've got on their program.
One of the things that we're here to talk about at this summit is the sustainability story. Is it easier for an airline to buy new planes, like the ones you just talked about, that reduce fuel burn, rather than maybe focusing on other solutions such as sustainable aviation fuel? What is the easiest route for the aviation industry, for Qantas, to get its footprint down?
Well, actually, aviation is a hard-to-abate industry, so it's not easy, and you've got to be investing and pushing on a number of fronts. So yes, investing in new technology is a helpful and step change in that most of the aircraft coming are about 20% more fuel efficient than the aircraft that they replace. But sustainable aviation fuel is also a really important part for aviation to reduce emissions. It reduces emissions by 80% versus fossil fuel, but it's not going to be easy. And so on this journey, you've got to bring a coalition along with you, whether it be government, whether it be the financial institutions, whether it be airports, and also a community of airlines that are like-minded as well. And so it's a journey. There are going to be points in that journey that we have to pivot and change as we go forward, but you have to have the ambition and the focus to start.
But Donald Trump is pushing America away from that green agenda. Does that give other governments, do you think, license to do the same? Could that be the fear here, that the impact he has as he backs America away from sustainability, that story is replicated by other governments? Yeah, he's doing it. We can maybe take a
I hope that's not the case. I really do, because, global aviation is a fundamental part of connecting the world, driving economies, and we need aviation to be more efficient and more sustainable. And so, as I said, as we go forward, we've got to have the right conversations with the right government, the right levels, and all be committed, because it's going to take time. It's going to take many years, potentially a decade. And actually spending time with Airbus, they're also thinking about the next generation of aircraft that are coming as well. And these are big, long-term investments that you've just got to have patience and you've got to have commitment.
Heathrow, was there an effect? What did you see? How quickly could you rearrange what happened, and how quickly could you get back on track? Yeah,
we had 2 flights coming in to Heathrow. We land pretty early in the morning, so we were one of the first airlines to divert. We diverted to Paris, and we were able to get our customers by road actually to Paris pretty quickly. We recovered within 24 hours. So.
And what do you think the story is about Heathrow? What kind of feedback did you get from them? What was the message that you got about what happened?
Well, I think always with these events, it's about making sure that you got the right backup and the right redundancies, and hopefully in these events you learn and you actually make the right plans going forward to have that.
So I'm fairly confident on the Lions beating the Australians at the rugby coming up. I'm less confident about the cricket. Is there an effect that you see at Qantas? Are you fully booked? Is everybody coming down to see you in Australia for that Lions tour?
Well, we love competition, whether it be on the sporting field or whether it be, more broadly in aviation. So we can't wait to welcome as many of UK down to watch the Lions and also the Ashes. So hopefully it's booking up really well.